Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, Weirdly O.C.D. This is part 2 of a two-part video where I show you how we keep our home office desk organized, functional, and just an easy place to do daily work. Now, as I said in the first video, your setup or your situation may be different based on if you use your home office as just that, just a simple home office to check email, pay bills, things like that, or if you run a small business out of your home office. Whatever your situation is, of course, that will determine how your desk is set up and how you have it organized. But I thought it would be kind of neat to show you how we do ours. So in the first video that I uploaded last week, it was the desktop surface, and I show you how I have that set up and how it functions for us and me in particular, and how it just makes you more productive in general. Today I want to show you the drawers of the desk and where I have certain things, and how it functions as far as the drawer aspect. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start in the center drawer of the desk and going from right to left. In this container here I have some highlighters. I think a few more than I actually need because honestly I wouldn't be able to tell you the last time I used any of them. Along with some of these post-it little stick tabs. And these are very, very useful. I've mentioned these once or twice in past planner videos because I use these religiously in my planners. They are full stick tabs except for this top part here. The rest of this is sticky. And you just write your category here on the top underneath the colored portion. And you can just put them on whatever page of your planner or notebook, whatever you want to use it for. And they stick very, very well. But they also are very easy to come off. It doesn't rip the page. It doesn't smear anything. They're very, very useful, and I highly recommend them if you want to categorize or organize planners, notebooks, file folders, anything like that. They're a really, really good product. And then here in the center, I have some just basic office supplies. I have binder clips, clear thumbtacks, flathead thumbtacks, some staples. Here I have some 3M mounting squares, which these are good if you want to hang up a poster or something and you don't want to use like shipping tape or scotch tape and you're scared that it's going to take the paint off. These will not. So that's a good thing to have. And then here I have just some media, a couple USB drives, a couple SD cards. Things that I wrote as far as essays, stories, things like that in college. And then on the SD cards, I have just some older media, videos, things from like my previous YouTube channel that I had years ago, before I had this one, that I would just like to hang on to. And then over here to the left, I have a spare house key, which I'm honestly not sure why it's in the desk to begin with. That should probably get hung up, so I'll go ahead and take that out now so don't forget. And then I have a Lucille Ball key that I need to actually cut and make into a house key. I'm a big I Love Lucy and Lucille Ball fan, so that's why I have that. That was given to me as a gift. Here in this box is a personal information hider, I guess you could say it. Whoa, sorry. It's called Guard ID, and I got it from QVC quite a few years ago, and basically the gist of it, and I've talked about this in a previous video or two also, is on this little roller ball it has ink, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but it has little numbers, letters, all going in different directions, and you can roll this onto things to hide personal information, like on prescription leaflets, prescription bottles. They work really great on any personal information you want to hide, and maybe if you don't have a shredder, this would be a good second option. And they're not badly priced. I got two of them this size and a smaller one, I believe, for like $12 or $14. So that's what was in this box. I just took it out before the video so I wouldn't be fiddling with getting it out of the box during the video. And then here I have just a little booklet that's got different usernames and passwords for different websites that Tony and I visit. I did have a file on the computer, or I still do actually. I need to delete it once I jot a few more down in this book. But I have a file on our computer with all our usernames and passwords, and I just really didn't like the idea of that being on the computer itself. But at the same time, this probably shouldn't be sitting in the desk drawer. It should be somewhere a little bit more private, so that way it's not just sitting here out in the open. Now we're going to go and head over to the right side of the desk. Now, I'm not sure if you could tell, but this is an old style school teacher's desk. So on each side of the desk above the drawers, it has this little pull-out writing thing. And I'll be honest, I've never once used these. They're a cool feature, and I like them for the nostalgia aspect of the desk, but I never use them. And they're actually pretty long. I mean, you can see how long it's coming out. But so in this top drawer here is kind of like what I like to call my mail center, kind of. So in the top here, these are photos, and again, there's those Post-its that I said become very valuable and very handy. These are photos from our wedding that I like to send out to people that I haven't done yet. I really need to, but I just haven't. So those are in there. But here is where I might stuff some cash or whatever, so we have some cash in the house in case we would need it. An address book. I know it's kind of old-fashioned, but I'm just a very pen and paper type of person. So I have that in there. Some regular business envelopes. Stamps, of course. And then in this little pouch here that I got from the Dollar Tree, I had some stamps here in the front along with some extra smaller card envelopes. And then in this big pocket here, I won't pull them out, but it is return address labels. So I have those in there. That way all that's in the same spot. And then just like a little notebook in case I need to write anything down. And then, of course, some more standard office supplies. Stapler, a really old-fashioned stapler. A 3-ring binder. 3-hole punch. Tape measure. I'm not really too sure why that's in here. Probably because I wanted to measure something here in the office. I just stuck it in the drawer. And then this here is an old style, like probably from the 60s, 70s, maybe even 50s. I'm not sure. This is a telephone directory as well. It's kind of cool. So it has like the nostalgic dialer. So if I want to look up somebody's address or phone number, let's say their last name ended with G, just like you would on the rotary phones, I'd take it, go to the little stop thing, and it opens to G, and I could look up their name or phone number or whatever information I needed. And we got that from a thrift store, and I thought that was kind of cool. Now, granted, I don't have anything written in here, and I've never actually used it. It was kind of more of a decoration piece, but as you can see, it's not doing very much decorating sitting in the desk drawer. Moving on to the second drawer here on the right is more along the lines of the, I guess, writing drawer. So here is just a little notebook that either me or Tony picked up. I'm not 100% sure. I think he picked it up to write appointments down in. And then I've just got all kinds of paper here. So I've got just like a small little Christmas-oriented notepad here to jot down some little notes if needed. Some graph paper, more graph paper, some lined paper, an old planner, another old planner, another old planner there. That's my Clever Fox planner from last year, which in all honesty, I think I'm going to get that again. I don't really like the planner I have now. I'm going to use it through the rest of the year. I'm not going to waste it, but I think next year I'm going to go back to that. This was a textbook I needed for a class at work. This is some stuff I'm working on for work here. And then a bunch of sheet protectors. I got them on clearance and they come in very, very handy. So I got about 90 of them, no exaggeration. This is just a little truck here that I did have on the desk I took off. And then these are some old business cards from when Tony and I had a thrift business online. It was called Thrift Shop Boys. And we shipped items and we accepted PayPal, things like that. So I don't know why I still have those. We haven't had that Facebook group in probably 2-3 years, but it's kind of, I thought they were kind of neat to have. Kind of reminds me of a time when we were doing a little side hustle, making a little extra money on the side with something we really like to do. And finally, moving on to the last drawer on this side of the desk, which in all honesty, there really isn't much in here. This is a CD holder organizer that Tony had when we first met. I honestly don't even know if there's CDs in there. I'm pretty sure there is. But there's that. These are some extra cutout letters that I have from my birthday board that I put together at work. I try to change it out every like 3 to 4 months, or based on like the season of the year or whatever. And these were left over, I think, from summer last year. But you never know, you could use them again. Some cards from other occasions that I probably should put away or throw away if I don't want them. And then just like an extra extension cord, especially if I need it here in the office for like the computer or any electronics. I've already got it in here and don't have to go hunt it down, which I'm sure we've all had to do before. Moving on to the left side of the desk, again, here's another one of those writing pad pull-out things. And this one actually has a few different stickers on it, I'm assuming from previous owners. There's one that says something about a church number. So I don't know if this desk belonged to a church or what. We got this from a thrift store, and we only paid $25 for it, which was a great bargain with how big the desk is. But again, like I said, I never use those. So this first drawer here is actually, looks like two separate ones, but it's really one big one because it's where the file folders are kept. And as you can see, once again, I have those post-it tabs that I use for different categories for keeping files. So I've got like utilities. This is like house payments, the purchase of our house, all that fun legal paperwork, improvements that have been done to the house before we bought it and while we've been here. This is repairs on our car, or I'm sorry, repairs on our house. This is all our past home warranty contracts, car insurance payments, car info, so like things we've had repaired on the car payments, receipts from that, some credit card receipts in here, some bank statements, previous year's taxes, a couple debts that I had that I wanted to keep track of receipts, credit reports. I like to print those out once a year. In case you weren't sure, you actually are entitled to one free credit report, full credit report, a year from each of the 3 credit bureaus. So if you're interested in your credit report, you could do that, and that's what I like to keep in here. In here, I've got some life insurance things, a folder for our dog Cosmo. It's pretty much just vet receipts and bills to keep up on shots and annual things. Reviews, that's my reviews from work I like to keep. This is a folder for Aaron's Furniture because we're currently leasing to own furniture from them. And then what is this? This is, oh, a marriage. So that's like our marriage license and everything in there. And all these are empty. So I've got still a lot of room if I need to create any other folders for anything else. And as I said, these sticky tabs, as you can see, I just use them for category titles, and they work perfectly, and they come off just as easily as they go on. And finally, in this last drawer on the left side, it just kind of, again, like the other bottom drawer, odds and end things. So this looks like an old-fashioned Polaroid camera, but it's actually a Post-it note dispenser. And I thought that was kind of cool. I believe I got that from Office Depot quite a few years ago. Same thing with this. It looks like a globe, but it's actually a tape dispenser, which I thought was kind of cool too. But in all honesty, I never really used them. I never thought to refill them once they ran out, so that's why they're in the drawer, so they're not taking up any real estate on the desktop. And then, again, I've got a couple selfie sticks here. I've got a couple charging cords. This, I'm not sure. Oh, that's our Spectrum, like when we very first got cable here when we moved in, which I probably honestly don't even really need that anymore because we narrowed down our services with them. So, as you can see, the bottom two drawers in this desk are pretty much just nonsense that needs to either get thrown out because it's not used or placed in a garage sale pile. So that is all the desk drawers, and I hope that kind of showed you how I have most of them organized. As you can see, the bottom two on each side, as I said, are kind of just a mismatch of things that I really couldn't find an appropriate place for, or things that were like on the desktop that I no longer wanted up here, but didn't want to lose, so I could put it in a yard sale. Or decide whatever I want to do with it in the future. Now, I will say Tony and I are planning on having a yard sale come this spring, or if the weather gets better here. But it is January, or I'm sorry, now it's February in Ohio. So winter could last for the next week, or it could last for the next 3 months, in all honesty. So we'll see what happens, but we do plan on having a massive purge and clean out and things in our home. Because I'll be honest, there are some things in closets here in this house that before we bought this house, we bought because we thought they were cool, or they would be a nice decoration, or we thought was unique. And they've been in that closet ever since we've lived in this house, and we've been here almost 4 years now. So stuff like that we just need to get rid of. But I hope you enjoyed these two videos showing you how our office desk is set up, how it functions for us, inside and out. Eventually, I would like to get a smaller desk, preferably an L-shaped, and I really would like to totally revamp our office, get some new carpet in here because it's like a peachy pink color, and there are some black stains on it from when we had a roller, or a computer chair with wheels on it. And moving that around just kind of made black marks here and there on it. I would love to repaint the walls. I mean, they're white, but a fresh coat of paint. Do some other things in here like built-in bookshelves or floating shelves on the wall for our DVDs, things like that. And of course, when we go to do that, or if we do that, I will be videotaping it so you can see the progress. But with that, I hope you enjoyed these two videos. I hope they helped you in some sense if you're looking to get reorganized in your home office. Or if you just find this thing entertaining. I'll be honest, one of my guilty pleasures of YouTube is looking up home office renovations, redesigns, makeovers, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed my little home office video here, and I will see you in the next video next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week. Bye-bye.